Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my theory tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM theory grades. We're continuing with paper B of 2016 grade 3 past papers. If you visit sharonbill.com, if you go to my website there, you'll find lots of resources available to help you. You'll find some free PDF information sheets available to download in US letter or A4, and they accompany each step of this series. Everything you need to know for this theory grade can be found in these PDF documents. You'll also find a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and so if you want to revisit some topics from this grade, you'll find that I've gone through every step of the music theory and practice workbook, and I'll explain those to you in every video tutorial you can find there. You can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam, and it gives you exam technique tips when you're actually sitting in the exam room taking your paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And so now grab your pencil, nice sharp pencil, eraser and ruler, and we're ready to go. So turn with me in your past paper booklet to page 7. We're going to carry on with question 4. So I hope that you've tried this on your own at first. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. And now I'm going to go through so you can check this through, and we'll just crack on with that. So question 4 asks us to add the correct clef, so that's the first action required, and then any necessary sharp or flat signs to each of these tonic triads. Because they've said necessary sharp or flat signs, that's really all they needed to say, but very generously they've said do not use key signatures. However, you have to bear the key signature in mind and then add sharps or flats as necessary next to these notes. So let's just deal with these one at a time. So the correct clef, C minor, of course, must begin on C. And so for that bottom note to be C and then E, G, that must be bass clef, because we know it goes good boys deserve, so that's G, F, E, D, C. So we know that must be bass clef. So let's just do the clefs first of all. For this to be B flat major, for this to be a B here, we need this to be treble clef, because the space is BDF, the space is spelled face, F-A-C-E, so this must be treble. Otherwise these notes wouldn't be properly represented. This also must be treble, F-A-C, for the lowest note to be a C. For this to be an A, this must be bass clef, A middle C, E, that's bass clef. And for this to be a G major, G, B, D, good boys deserve, is bass clef. So that's half marks straight away. Now you need to know your key signatures. So this is a C, E, G. C minor has a key signature of B flats, E flats and A flats, and so the E flat needs to be represented on this C note E here. I always write out the key signatures for all the major and minor scales before I even start an exam paper, and then they're just there to refer to, because you're going to be making lots of reference to these key signatures. So B flat major, of course, must begin on a B flat, and it has B flats and E flats, but no other flats come into play here because that's B, D, F. If you find it tricky jumping from clef to clef, by all means write out your notes. You know that C minor has got to be C, E, G something, and we know that C sharp minor must begin on a C sharp. It's related to A major, which has, it's related to E major, which has a key signature of F, C, G, D sharps, and so also this G sharp must also be put as an accidental. A major has a key signature of F, C, G sharps. This is A, C, E, and so the middle note C must be sharpened. G major has a key signature of F sharps, but as this is G, B, D, the F sharp doesn't come into this at all, so there's no need to write it. There we go, that's the end of that question. Now for question 5, again, you need to know your key signatures, and that's why it's good to have them written out straight away to then refer to. Question 5 asks us, above each of these notes, write a higher note. So we've italicised these, because if you drop your octave, you're actually changing the interval. We're always counting upwards in intervals. And we need the note after, above, because we're writing a harmonic interval. Remember, a harmonic interval comes together like a chord, so we need them together. If they come afterwards, then it's a melodic interval, like as if it was in a melody. So we need to write them one on top of each other as if it's a chord. So first of all, we need to just get the numbers. So fourth, we need to count up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us to the C. So let's just get the numbers in first. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 needs 2 ledger lines. 1, 3, 5, 6. There we go. A third, 1, 2, 3, and a fifth, 1, 3, 5. There we go. So that's half marks straight away. But now we've got to just cater for these slight differences in major, minor, perfect. Now, if a perfect fourth remains unchanged because it's part of both the major and the minor scale, and that's a full just 4 steps. So there we go, that's already done. A major seventh. Okay, so we're in G minor at the moment, so we've got B flats and E flats. G is our first. However, G major has F sharp, so we'd need to add a sharp to make that a major seventh. It's got to be part of that major scale series. Okay, a minor sixth, we're in G minor again, so we're counting from G. G minor has B flats and E flats. This is an E flat already because of the key signature, and so it's already minor, so there's no need to change that because it's already taking use of this E flat in the key signature. G minor has B flats and E flats. A minor third takes us to B flat. That's already taken care of with the key signature, and so we don't need to change that. And then a perfect fifth stays as it is because it's part of the major and the minor scale. So there we go. That's the end of that question. So if you'll turn over the page, let's look at this next question. And again, we need our key signatures for this. So all of these questions are just making use of that same information of your major and minor key signatures. So it asks us to use semi-breves or whole notes to write 1 octave of the scales below. So we've got to write B melodic minor ascending. So we need to start. We don't need a key signature, but we do need to add accidentals. So we need to make sure we start on B. Good boys. So first of all, I'm just going to get the note heads in. Once you've got your first note, we're just counting line, space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've ended on B, so I know I've not gone wrong there. So B minor is related to D major, so it should have a key signature of F sharps and C sharps. So although we don't need a key signature, we now need to add those in. So there's our F sharp, there's our C sharp, and then the melodic minor in its ascending form has the 6th and the 7th raised. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th and the 7th are raised. There we go. And so that's dealt with. If you take it one step at a time, you're not going to miss anything out and you're sorted. Okay, so we need to write A flat major descending with a key signature. So I'm going to do this key signature first, and then it's out of the way because this occurs first. So A flat major has a key signature of B flats. Oh, just place that correctly. So we want B flats, E flats, A flats and D flats. And now we're descending, so we need to make sure we start off high. So I'm going to start off on this ledger line. There's our A, F, G, A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And then there's no more to add because the key signature takes care of that. Sorted. Next question. Rewrite the following melody with the notes correctly grouped or beamed. And now the key signature will decide how we group these notes. So we're counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats. And so we're going to have to group things in the rules appropriate to that. And so we're always tidying up to make sure we show each crotchet beat. So first of all, I'm just going to get the note heads in, keeping it aligned so I don't have to worry about losing track where I am. So just get the note heads in, or do anything you can to remove the thinking straight away. C, D, E, C, D, nearly there. I'm not doing the stems yet because I'll think of everything one at a time. And then you know you're not going to run out of space, and you know you're not going to lose where you are, because if you're always trying to figure out which note you're trying to work from, it's much more confusing, so keep it aligned. Okay, so here we've got a 1 beat note that doesn't need beaming, and now we need to group in crotchet beats. So we've got, or quarter notes, that's 3 quarters, and then those 2/8 make a quarter, so there's 1 beat. Half and a half makes 1. 4 quarters make 1. So we've done the thinking straight away. We know that these need to be beamed in these particular groups to show this quarter note or crotchet beat, and so I've already done the thinking for that now. And then they need to have 3 stems, so 1, 2, 3, 3 tails as it were joined together. So that's now correctly beamed. These 2 halves beam together, show the whole, and that way we've written it so it's absolutely obvious where each crotchet beat or each quarter note beat falls. So those 4 need to be together. I don't need to make the beam diagonal here because we're beginning and ending on the same note, and the other 2 can compensate in the middle. So we need to show those as quarter beats. There we go. So let's just think here before we start beaming. So a half and a half makes 1. They go together. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters make a whole. They go together. 2 halves goes together. That one's just a crotchet or a quarter note on its own. So now we know exactly where we're beaming. We've done the thinking. Best to think beforehand before you start getting confused with stems and so on. And you've done your thinking before you've even got your pencil going on your beams and stems. Now don't forget your rest still plays a part here. So we've got half a beat here, 2 quarters make another half, there's 1 group. Half, quarter, quarter makes another group. If you forget your rest and then you go quarter, quarter, half and beam those together, you've got this last 2 semiquavers or quarter 16th notes sort of hanging around unaccounted for. Your rest needs to be included, and then you tidy up the last half of that beat before you move on to the next. So those 2 are joined together in a beam because they actually belong to the part of the beat that the rest has begun. And now we can show the next full beat properly beamed together. It's all about tidying up each beat, showing where each beat ends and where each beat starts. There we go. So although it seems horrendous to begin with, if you just think about it before you get your pencil going, you're sorted. So describe the time signature. Is it simple or compound? Well, we know that quarter notes or crotchet beats are divided in 2s, so it's simple. And we've got 4 groups, 4 crochet groups, so it's quadruple. We've got 4 crochet bits per bar, or 4 quarter notes, and there we go. That's that done. So we'll leave the last question for the next video. I hope that's been helpful to you. Give me a like. That'd be really encouraging to me. Subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And please do go to sharonbill.com to find all the information that's readily available for you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.